On News Hour tonight, traders lament falling prices, low patronage of soybeans and maize in Lagos markets. Plateau traders count losses as Plateau state government demolishes Yankeke markets in Jos North local government area. FG debunks claims of scrapping junior secondary and senior secondary school in the country. On the foreign scene, one killed as Cameroon's sugarcane strike turns violent. Good evening, welcome to Trust News Hour. I am Chiamaka for the news. Grains dealers at the Agege market in Lagos State say they are facing a complex situation. While some grains prices have recently decreased in markets across the state, traders are also lamenting a scarcity of cash and low patronage. Victoria Tukula reports on the fluctuating prices and the challenges faced by traders. Her report is presented from our studio.
The grain market in Lagos is experiencing mixed results. While some commodities have seen price increases, soya beans and maize have recently experienced marginal price decreases, with sorghum seeing a notable dip. A visit to Agege market in Lagos revealed a decline in the price of some grain products. However, despite these decreases, traders are reporting the scarcity of cash and low customer turnout. They express frustration over the inability of grain prices and the negative impact this has on their sales.
The price of soya beans is 4.5 per kg. Then for Guinea corn, we sell 3.5. For Miwa, we sell 3.5. For Jero, we sell 3.5. For corn, white corn, 3,000. Yellow corn, 3,000. So I believe that when they add more effort to all these things, maybe from the north or something, the price, because parting is coming very soon, and the thing will still increase. So we need them to bring the price down a little bit so that people can, at least January, February, the market is very, very, because of there is no money. So everybody is complaining. When you tell them price, they'll be complaining that it's too high, it's too high, it's too high.
Soya beans 110. And they sell about 4,005. The Rita 800. In the corner, back they sell at 70,000. Every corner 70,000 they say. So the serpents 2827. The Rita 700. Finish.
One bag for corn. For inside market, they sell on 68. Paint, they sell on 2,800. Drika, they sell on for 700 naira. For Drika. Guinea corn, they sell on, for inside market, they sell on 65. Paint, they sell on 3,000. Drika, they sell on 1,000 or 800. They sell.
There's a down of the market now. The market is going down. Market prices now. So soya beans is now from 95,000 to 100,000 per bag, which it was 110 before. But now it is 100,000, 95k. And sorghum it is 68,000 now, 68, 65. Before it was 70, 75. And for soya beans, the rubber paint is 4,200, which was 4,500 before.
While the recent downward trend in the prices of soya beans, maize, and sorghum might suggest decreased demand, traders and customers are calling for further reduction in the prices of all grain products and crucially price stability. This would allow traders to better manage their businesses and customers to access essential food items at affordable prices.
Over in Jos, the metropolis, the Metropolitan Development Board, GMDB, has demolished the popular market Yankeke, located opposite Jos University Teaching Hospital, Youth, in the Jos local government area of the state. Trust TV's Ado Musa visited the scene of the demolition. Reports that the market hosted bicycle sellers, provision store owners, clothes sellers, food vendors, and other traders. His report.
According to eyewitnesses, GMDB officials arrived at the market around 11:30 p.m. with a bulldozer and began demolishing the traders' shops, destroying property worth millions of naira in the process. While the GMDB's general manager, Had Bankat, is yet to respond to inquiries by Trust TV as at press time, the vice chairman of the market, Sadiq Aliyu, said they are currently in court with the GMDB before the sudden demolition of the market.
After the judgment, on Wednesday, the judgment against us, and we appeal, we serve them everything. They didn't respond, and our appeal is 90 days. They just come do this thing without giving us any notice. Not any notice that they give us that they say they will demolish this one. We don't know what the power they use. So I'm calling for the governor, if he is aware of this, so let him know so that we take action against this JNDB.
Other traders, while lamenting on the extent of their losses, stated that they have lost their means of livelihood in the process.
No notice of any, they don't give us any notice. They just come in the night and destroy our property and they left. And like this bicycle that you see, it's a 5-hour bicycle. This bicycle is a 5-hour. This one is 1.5 million now. You see how they broke it, and we don't know what to do. They just leave us like that, and we are the people that voted them as the PDP.
So we have differs. Our sales here differs. Some are into bicycle, some repairs, some sells bicycle. There's some sale provision. We are importing basics and all those things. We lost millions. You know what it means to destroy a shop in this hardship. You cannot even quantify. I cannot say this is exactly amount, but it's millions. Like my shop now, I came this morning, they have stolen the door. You see, so all those things, I cannot say this is exactly what I lost, but it's millions.
They come to destroy this place without any freedom notice, nothing like notice. We are just called by our friends to come and evacuate our goods, which we couldn't do. They destroyed so many goods, thousands of naira, millions of naira here.
Rhoda James, a food vendor, also expressed her frustration, saying life will become unbearable for the family.
Food items including rice, beans, semolina and vegetables that I already bought have been destroyed. I have lost a huge amount of money. How do we buy rice now? Because it is very expensive. This is the business I transact to feed the orphans under my care. How do I proceed now that my capital has been destroyed?
Traders therefore appeal to the government to compensate them as they have lost their capital to the demolition. Ado Musa reporting for Trust TV.
The federal government has debunked reports that it has scrapped the junior secondary and senior secondary education models in Nigeria. The Minister of Education, Tunji Alausa, at the 2025 Extraordinary Meeting of National Council on Education in Abuja on Thursday, brought a proposal to remodel the 12-year education model of 6-year basic education, 3 years junior secondary school education, and 3 years senior secondary school education. According to the federal government, the proposal has been misconstrued by some stakeholders to mean the scrapping of the JSS and the SSS education models, hence the need for clarification. Here's more in this report.
Minister of Education Tunji Alausa, while clarifying the position of the government on the matter at a news conference, said the information was not true. He added that a key aspect of this proposal is to eliminate the examination barrier between JSS and SSS, allowing for a seamless transition of students without the hurdles of an external assessment at that stage.
And I want to clearly clear the sensationalization that has gone out since yesterday, that the Federal Ministry of Education, the federal government, has scrapped a GSS and SS, primary school GSS and SS education. We have not. That still stays. What we're saying is that we need to move from what we have now as 9 years compulsory education to 12 years of compulsory education as it's obtained in other parts of the world. If you look back into the history of Nigeria, 30 years ago, 40 years ago, people that that went through the primary education then and got up to standard 6, if you compare the level of education, the level of instruction, even as standard 3 then, it's much better than what we get in GSS 3 now.
The minister declared that the ministry will ensure a well-informed decision and undertake extensive stakeholder engagements over the next 8 months, consulting widely with education policymakers, state governments, teachers, parents, and other key players. He said the final decision on whether to adopt this reform will be made at the October 2025 National Council on Education meeting.
12 years of compulsory education within the main context of 6 years of primary school, 3 years of junior secondary school, and 3 years of senior secondary school. So we have not scrapped primary school, junior secondary school, or senior secondary school. And we do not intend to scrap this. We're just planning on lengthening.
The ministry urged the public to disregard the false claim that JSS and SSS have been scrapped, saying the federal government remains committed to policies that enhance access to quality education while aligning with global best practices.
The Minister of Works, David Umahi, says the Abuja-Kaduna-Kano road will be tolled when 100% completed to ensure adequate maintenance. The minister, who spoke during an inspection of the road on Saturday, stressed that the tolling will not be done now but when perfected. He stated that all major roads in the country will also see tolling when work has been completed on them, as well as those on the economic corridor. He also pledged that work on the Abuja-Kaduna-Kano highway will be completed in 14 months as promised, with counting from February 1. The minister said the inspection was not to check the volume of work done, but to agree on the level of mobilization. He noted that Zone 1 of the road, which is under Infowest International Limited, would focus on the Kaduna-bound lane, adding that by the end of February, earthwork would have been completed, while flag-off for the concrete pavements would be on March 1. In Edo State, the Commissioner of Police, Betty Otimei, has said the operatives of the State Police Command have rescued the Onoge of Odo Eguari, a traditional ruler in Edo Central who was kidnapped on February 3rd. The command's public relations officer, Moses Yamu, said in a statement on Saturday in Benin that the rescue operation took place on Friday at about 6 p.m. He stated that the rescue was made possible through sustained police efforts supported by the Edo State government, vigilantes, hunters, and other well-meaning residents of the state. Yamu said the Commissioner of Police in the state, CP Betty Otimei, had vowed to rescue the kidnapped traditional ruler, adding that her team worked to keep that promise. He further assured the police of the command's commitment to the fight against crime remains unshaken. Still on security matters over in Katsina State, the police command has neutralized 11 suspected bandits and rescued 85 kidnapped victims in January of 2025. The police public relations officer of the command, DSP Abubakar Aliyu, disclosed this to newsmen while reviewing the achievements of the command within the period under review. He said the police also recovered 213 suspected rustled animals and apprehended 45 suspects in connection with 52 reported major crimes. He further said those apprehended included 4 suspected kidnappers, 6 culpable homicide suspects, 7 suspected armed robbers, and 3 suspected informants to bandits. Aliyu added that the other 32 suspects were apprehended in connection with other offences. The PPRO revealed that the items recovered included 4 rounds of AK-47 live ammunition, 3 motorcycles, 5 vandalized street solar lights, 2 machetes, 2 sharp knives, 1 digger, and some quantity of vandalized armoured cables. The Chief of Defence Staff, General Christopher Musa, has confirmed the killing of 2 notorious terrorist kingpins, Kachala Gomade and Kachala Shehu, in Zamfara State. He made the disclosure at the closing ceremony of CDS Joint Task Force Commanders Conference at the Defence Headquarters, Abuja. General Musa said the successful operations left wanted terrorist leader Bello Turuji in disarray, desperately seeking escape routes as pressure mounts. According to him, troops under the ongoing operation show no mercy, eliminated the 2 notorious band leaders along with 4 of their foot soldiers in Ruwandawa village in Maru local government area of Zamfara state. He said intelligence sources had revealed that the operation was carried out by troops stationed at Hanutara camp located along the Magami-Dansodo highway in collaboration with local vigilantes. Over in Kogi State, 4 members of a transport union have been arrested for alleged illegal collection of revenue in the state. The public relations officer of the state command of the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps (NSCDC), Abdullahi Aliyu, disclosed this on Friday in Abuja. According to the DSC, the suspects include Umaru Yakubu, Muhammad Danjuma, Agulu Yahaya, and Ibrahim Yagaji. He said they were arrested at various occasions in Lokoja for criminal conspiracy and illegal collection of revenue. DSC Aliyu ordered that the 4 suspects were apprehended for selling stickers to tricycle commercial operators, also known as Keke, within the Lokoja metropolis. He said that their act contravenes the law of the state that banned such activities. The Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, NNPCL, has clarified that there was no explosion at the Warri Refining and Petrochemical Company, WRPC, in Delta State. The Chief Corporate Communications Officer of NNPC Limited, Olufemi Shoneye, in a statement on Friday, said any reports suggesting otherwise were completely false. Shoneye recalled that on January 25th, 2025, operations at WRPC Area 1 were intentionally curtailed to carry out necessary intervention works and select equipment, including field instruments that were impacting sustainable and steady operations. He said the NNPCL remained committed to ensuring uninterrupted product supply and appreciated the patience and cooperation of all stakeholders towards completing these essential maintenance activities. Still News Hour on Trust TV. Up ahead. Man uses modified tricycle to supply water to Kano community. This story and more when we return. Please do stay with us. Thank you for staying with us. Welcome back. A recap of our top stories. We told you that traders lament falling prices, low patronage of soybeans and maize in Lagos markets. We also informed you that Plateau traders count losses as Plateau state government demolishes Yankeke market in Jos North local government. Tomorrow's stories. The Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority, NCAA, says it has initiated maximum enforcement action against Kenya Airways for many consumer protection infractions. Among the infractions is the airline's refusal to tender an official apology, refund, and compensate a Nigerian traveler, Gloria Omusiri, within 48 hours. According to the NCAA, while the airline requested an extension of 1 hour after 48 hours elapsed, it failed to comply with the agency's determination. Disclosing this in a post on X on Saturday, the Director of Public Affairs and Consumer Protection at NCAA, Michael Achimogo, also noted that on Thursday, Kenya Airways failed to send in a compliance report about the scheduled flight that was delayed for 7 hours with no compensation for the passengers. Achimogo further disclosed that when the airline was confronted over the phone, its team claimed ignorance of the NCAA regulations. He wondered how a company would operate in a foreign country with no recourse to the relevant regulations, stating that the NCAA is initiating stiff enforcement action against Kenya Airways. The Senate Committee on Diaspora and Non-Governmental Organizations lamented the mass migration, otherwise known as Japa, by Nigerians to foreign countries in search of greener pastures, saying the development must be checked. The committee, chaired by Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan, made the declaration at its maiden meeting held at the Senate wing of the National Assembly Complex, Abuja. Here's more.
Senator Natasha, who represents Kogi Central on the platform of the People's Democratic Party, said a reversal of mass migration must be addressed in the interest of the nation.
Some of the best of Nigerians are actually contributing their quota in other countries. But at the heart of every Nigerian, they always think of home. Like I've met a number of them, you know a number of them, you also know. And every successful Nigerian in the diaspora always thinks about how they can contribute their own quota home. But the problem they keep having is the channel to contribute, a trusted channel whereby they can transfer skills, transfer technology, and even collect money. We have seen a number of sectors contribute greatly from diaspora support. There's education, healthcare, ICT. So I think what we're going to do as a committee, like I said, we're going to be very busy because I'm going to work with that fast. Because the world needs us, our people abroad needs us, and we need to have interface with government, international and even local here. And a number of agencies, NGOs and others. We know our economy and society, we have benefited greatly from income from big-time NGOs. But there are also some NGOs like Bureau and the Media Gates Foundation and
Earlier in his remarks, the immediate past chairman of the committee, Senator Victor Ume, expressed hope in the ability of Senator Natasha to take the committee to greater heights.
We see Nigerians doing very well. Nigerians are doing excellently well. Senator Natasha knows that we have very great Nigerians all over the world, both in America. What we need is to harness them, bring them closer to home, to show interest in the affairs of this country, both in terms of driving investments and helping out in any manner to ensure that our people get better life.
As Nigeria continues to grapple with the brain drain, the senator's move signals a renewed effort to retain talent to help build the economy.
We go over to the northwest in Jigawa State. The Steel Programs Welfare Board has deposited 4.5 billion naira to the National Hajj Commission of Nigeria, NARCON, for the 2025 Hajj exercise. This was announced by the Director General of the board, Ahmed Umar Labo, while updating journalists on the 2025 Hajj preparation. Trust TV's Ali Rabiu Ali reports.
The Director General, Ahmed Umar Labo, explained that NAHCON allocated 1,809 Hajj seats to Jigawa State for this year's Hajj exercise. He noted that during the 2024 Hajj operation, each pilgrim from Jigawa State received a refund of 1.5 million naira, resulting in a total payment of over 5 million naira per pilgrim. Labbo urged intending pilgrims who have not completed their payment to do so within the next 7 days, as a 1-week grace period has been granted, saying this move aimed at ensuring that all pilgrims are adequately prepared for the Hajj operations. The DG said that state government support for the Pilgrims Welfare Board demonstrates its commitment to facilitating a successful Hajj experience for its citizens.
I'm talking to you, we have donated 4 billion 520 million to the National Commission. And we are now in the process of meeting subsequent amount after the meeting with the officers.
He therefore said with the necessary arrangement in place, pilgrims from Jigawa State can look forward to a comfortable and spiritual experience in Mecca. From Jigawa, Ali Rabiu Ali, Trust TV News.
Still in the northwest, in the heart of the Kaduna metropolis, some neighborhoods that have long struggled with water access are having a sigh of relief as one individual's effort is making a difference, even if it's just a small drop in the ocean. Trust TV's Abdulaziz Ibrahim met with Tessiu Shehu, who for the past 8 months drives a fabricated vehicle to supply water for free to hard-to-reach neighborhoods in the state. Here's more in this report.
This is not a regular tricycle, but one that is fitted with a 500-liter water tank as part of an innovative yet humble solution to a long-standing problem. In areas like Kankarofi, specifically Yerbama, residents have lived without running tap water for over 2 years. For them, getting water has become an uphill battle as they buy from truck pushers who charge higher prices for a basic necessity. We haven't had tap water for over 2 years, and truck pushers sell at 100 naira per jerrycan. What this man is doing is a huge help because he gives us water for free twice a day. At 100 naira per 20-liter jerrycan, the cost of water in these neighborhoods is high as compared to other parts of the city where the price can be as low as 40 naira. Tasi Ushehu, a resident of the city, has a story that gives hope. He tells us how a philanthropist who wishes to remain anonymous donated this special tricycle worth 5 million naira just to bring water to people in these underserved areas. This is not a business. I stand here today because someone cared enough to donate this tricycle with the tank fabricated in Kofarua area. The entire vehicle cost 5 million naira at the time I started operating it. With it, we can bring water to places like Yakase, Kankarofi, and even Hotoro, and I make up to 2 to 3 trips in a day. Some places are so difficult to access that even the truck pushers find it hard to reach those places. Tasiu believes with more philanthropic efforts like this, people living with disabilities like him and others can help alleviate the water crisis and also earn a living. Although we are giving water for free right now, I volunteered to do this after work for some hours. If more people, including those living with disabilities like me, or even those that are the water truck pushers right now, if these people were given vehicles like this, it could provide an opportunity to make a living by bringing water from this place here in Kofar Nassauwa and selling it to others. So we can help solve this problem while also earning a living. Studying the financial viability of using a tricycle fitted with a water tank for business leaves many questions. Although Tasiu's initiative may only be one small step in solving the massive water crisis here in Kano, the impact it has on this community is undeniable as it takes one drop of water to create ripples of change. Abdulaziz Ibrahim, Trust TV News, Kano.
A very inspiring story there, showing that we all can make impact regardless of our situation. And from the northwest, we go to the northeast, where as part of the ongoing process of installing emirs and chiefs for the newly established emirates and chiefdoms in Adamawa State, Governor Amadou Fintiri has officially conferred on Agri Becher Ali the title of Kumu I of Gombe Chiefdom and also presented with a third-class staff of office. During the formal presentation held in Gombe town, Governor Fintiri underscored the imperative of prioritizing peace and security, acknowledging their essential role in fostering community development. Drawing upon his expertise as a historian, he recognized the rich history, culture, and traditions inherent in the diverse ethnic groups that constitute the Gombe Chiefdom. In his acceptance speech, Agri Becher Ali expressed gratitude for the honor of being installed as Kumu I. He stated that his role not only signifies an elevation in status, but also represents a significant trust conferred upon him by the community and reinforces his commitment to serve effectively in this capacity.
I congratulate the Gombe people for this new chiefdom, which is endowed with huge potentials for solid minerals extraction, agricultural production, industrial growth, and tourism. To crown it all, Gombe people are highly educated and industrious. I hope that in no distant future, Gombe will occupy its rightful place among the most progressive chiefdoms in Adamawa State. At this juncture, I wish to congratulate His Royal Majesty Agrebe Ali on his appointment as the first Kubogombi, and also to upgrade you to leave the club of the boys to join the club of the men.
Accept this sacred duty with utmost humility and a deep sense of service to our people. It is a call to service, a demand for leadership, and a commitment to betterment of our community. I recognize the immense responsibility that comes with this title. I understand the weight of the expectations placed upon my shoulders. I promise to uphold the dignity and integrity of this office, to serve with honesty and transparency.
And we go down south where the Nigerian Customs Service says a proper understanding of the roles and responsibilities of the Nigerian Customs Service by the citizenry will go a long way in enhancing and achieving their mandate. The area controller of the Oyo-Osun Command of the service, Ben Oramolugo, stated this in Ibadan during an advocacy visit to Leeds City University. Here's more.
It is a capacity building forum between the leadership of the Oyo-Osun Command of the Nigeria Customs Service and members of the Ivory Tower. The Customs Area Controller for the Oyo-Osun Command speaks on the roles of the Nigeria Customs Service on the nation's economy and the need to partner the academia in moving the nation forward.
We are happy to be here to share ideas with the management of the university. So that we can be talking like friends. Yeah. If you have anything to do with custom, we will always be of help. Yeah. And if you have anything to do with the university, we will always come to you. So that's why we are here. Thank you, Prof.
Potential areas of collaboration with the academia include developing trade facilitation strategies, development of joint research programs, policy and talent development, as well as the establishment of a knowledge-sharing platform.
The university will perform 3 functions: research, teaching, and community service. And we are happy to have him with us because it's one of our products, and we are very proud of him. And I've already mentioned to him that the university is ready. We are prone to collaboration and linkages and partnership, not only with the custom, with the military, and even the police. And what we have on ground today, we mentioned there are so many opportunities that will not only benefit the custom officers in the university.
Students at the forum who spoke with Trust TV News crew say they now have a clearer picture and perspective on the roles and functions of the customs service and why all must work for the betterment of the nation.
And of course, we've learned a lot, and my narrative personally has changed on what the Nigerian Customs Service does. Of course, there are a lot of misconceptions about the Nigerian Customs Service, of course, and it's so interesting to know that even the Nigerian Customs Services provide or raise revenue for Nigeria as an economy and also help to combat social vices in the country. So, I mean, it's a great opportunity and a privilege to listen to him.
For now, we really not had a very good perspective of customs, but when he came here today, he had opened our eyes to different possibilities and even made us understand that customs are not just good season organizations, but rather they help to foster the growth of the economy as a whole. They help to boost the economy. They have to protect the economy. He traced the antecedents of customs to the World War I. He traced it before the World War, and I must say that it was a very, very intellectual conversation that we had with him today.
The consensus at this forum is for Nigerians to patronize made in Nigeria products and contribute their quota to national development.
Welcome back. Thank you for staying with us. Let's get to the foreign scene. Over 150 hectares of sugarcane fields have been destroyed in Cameroon due to violent clashes between workers of the society Sucre du Cameroun Susucam and police. The unrest, which erupted earlier this week, stems from protests over harsh working conditions, low wages, and demands for better labor practices. Workers have denied what they describe as slavery-like conditions, pointing to the physical toll of cutting sugarcane in difficult conditions for little pay. One anonymous worker shared that while the job is grueling, they endure it because they have no choice. The situation escalated after workers staged a strike, citing delays in salary payments. The protest turned violent, resulting in one death and several injuries, including police officers. According to the mayor of Konteng, where the violence occurred, around 20 people have been arrested, while social comms operations have been at a standstill for nearly 10 days, with the city now highly militarized.
Nos frères coupeurs s'énervent par rapport au travail.
Our fellow cutters are upset. We work hard and cutting cane is not easy. It's like slavery with pay, but we endure even though we're poorly paid. People complain about the workload, but the cane fields are dense and what you see here is nothing. This plant no longer produces because it's near the city.
Il y
a eu des affrontements entre les grévistes et les forces de maintien de l'ordre.
There were clashes between the strikers and law enforcement. One striker died, 5 were injured, and 2 police officers were evacuated. There was also damage to vehicles. The cutters had demands for Sosucan. Some have been addressed, but others are still pending.
The 47 member states of the United Nations Human Rights Council have agreed to launch a formal investigation into the human rights violations taking place in the Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo, DRC. This region has been severely impacted by the ongoing offensive from the M23 armed group, which has been accused of committing numerous atrocities, including killings, sexual violence, and the displacement of thousands of civilians. The president of the Human Rights Council confirmed the adoption of the resolution, emphasizing that the move represents a critical step towards addressing the ongoing humanitarian crisis in the region. The investigation aims to uncover the extent of the violence and hold those responsible accountable, with hopes of bringing justice and peace to the affected populations. A federal judge has delivered a major blow to President Donald Trump and his ally billionaire Elon Musk, halting plans to pull thousands of staffers from the U.S. Agency for International Development, USAID. George Nichols issued a temporary order to stop the administration from placing workers on leave and forcing them to return to the U.S. within 30 days, citing potential risk and undue hardships for employees and their families abroad. The decision comes amid ongoing efforts by the Trump administration to drastically reduce USAID's operations, including suspending funding for critical overseas programs. USAID workers, including contractors in regions like the Middle East, had reported being cut off from vital communication systems such as emergency panic button apps in the wake of the 4 laws. Also, Middle East, Hamas militants handed on Saturday over 3 Israeli hostages as part of the 5th exchange under a fragile Gaza ceasefire. As part of the deal, 183 prisoners held by Israel are due to be released later on Saturday. Jubilant crowds at Israel's commercial hub Tel Aviv cheered as they watched live footage of the 3 hostages flagged by masked gunmen brought on stage in Deir el-Balah before being handed over to the International Committee of the Red Cross. We go to sports, where FIFA has announced the immediate suspension of the Congolese Football Federation, FECOFOOT, following escalating tensions between the Ministry of Sports and the football body. The dispute, which has been ongoing for several months, culminated in police intervention and the closure of the country's sports facilities. As a result of the suspension, Congolese clubs and national teams are now barred from participating in international competitions. Additionally, they have been quartered from crucial funding and development programs from both FIFA and the African Football Confederation, CAF. FIFA's decision comes after accusations that FECOFOOT violated its regulations, particularly in relation to political interference. The football body has been accused of dissolving the elected executive committee and establishing an ad hoc commission deemed illegitimate by FIFA.
The most paper part is that we have young players who were supposed to compete in the UNIFAC tournament in Cameroon starting on the 16th. This tournament is a qualifier for the Africa Cup of Nations set to take place in Morocco. These are under 17 players, the cadets, and now the suspension has been imposed, which is deeply painful. Football is the most popular sport. So you can imagine how it affects nearly 5,000 or even 10,000 people who depend on football. To dismantle the COMEX, the collective of club presidents should have signed the commission. However, those who signed the petition were leaders, not the actual club presidents, as it is being claimed. So there are forgers and imposters who probably fake the signatures of certain presidents. If Mayolas mismanaged the situation, he should answer to the right authorities. FIFA or CAF, Mayolas was duly elected.
Belinda Bencic reached her first WTA Tour finals since returning from maternity leave with a surprise victory over Elena Rybakina at the Abu Dhabi Open. The Swiss former Olympic champion clinched a 3-6, 6-3, 6-4 triumph over world number 5 Rybakina in 2 hours and 6 minutes. Bencic welcomed her daughter Bella in April of 2024 and returned from a 13-month break from the tour 6 months later. The 27-year-old's win over Kazakhstan Rybakina was her first game against a top 5 opponent since she became a mother, and she'll face American Ashlyn Kruger in Sunday's final. Bencic, who won the Abu Dhabi title in 2023, said reaching the final was a reward for working really hard to come back after the birth of her first child. For more sports news, let's join Adini Ajishafe.
Kada Queens of Kaduna defeated Mombasa Hockey Club of Kenya 1-0 to emerge bronze medalists at African Cup for Club Championship in Egypt. The only goal that separated the two sides came 3 minutes before the final whistle, as Queen Esther ran Mombasa goalkeeper to put Nigeria representative ahead. Ndala Abdullahi led team started on a poor note, losing 4-1 to Ghana Revenue Authority. The Kaduna-based team were resilient in their remaining matches, having won other opponents to claim second spot in Pool A. The competition had 5 clubs representing Nigeria from men and women categories in Kada Stars, Niger Flickers, Kada Queens, Plateau Queens and Delta Queens. And in football, Nigeria's under-17 girls Flamingos will on Sunday at the Remo Stars Sport Institute in Kene Remo kickstart their preparations for their 2-leg FIFA Under-17 Women's World Cup qualifying clash with the Under-17 Botswana of South Africa. The 2022 World Cup bronze medalists were drawn by to the second round of the African qualifiers, while Botswana fired from all cylinders to beat their counterparts from Gabon 21-2 on aggregate, winning 12-1 in Gabon and 9-1 in South Africa. Head coach of the Botswana, Intobifetu Kumalu, has sounded a warning to South African Football Association that it still needs more time to prepare with reinforcements to withstand the challenge of Nigeria in the game schedule for the period 7 to 16 March. 2025 FIFA Under-17 Women's World Cup will be hosted by Morocco from 17 October to 8 November. With Africa presenting 5 teams including host nation Morocco at the finals expanding to a 24-nation championship. Coach Bankole Olugokere has invited 30 players to begin camping on Sunday. The list includes goalkeeper Christiana Uzoma, defenders Anna Ibrahim and Jumaya Adebayo, midfielder Shakirat Mushood, 4-goal heroine at 2024 World Cup finals in Dominican Republic, and Muinat Rotimi, forwards Harmony Chidi and Peace Effiong. That's Sport News. I'm Adeni Ajishafe.
Thank you, Adini, for that sports news. Now, before we go, here is a kicker. A trained pharmacist, Kibati was employed by the government of Kenya in the 1980s and worked in the prison department where he helped recruit health officers. Convicted of fraud, Kibati once again returned to prison, this time as a prisoner rather than a health officer. Kibati considers himself fortunate as he was shown a more positive way of life, and on his release from prison, he resolved to pursue farming. Let's take a look.
In the school, the officer who was in charge of the school, Senior Wanjala, he introduced us to farming.
Uangaliaje huko? Hapo kuweka kidole. Sasa hata kidole haikubaliwi. Hiyo ni marufuku kabisa. Unaweza kutoa maji nyosha. Nina mishito. Hasara mingi, endelea tu. Endelea tu. We work with them back to the society, but after teaching them or training them in a wide range of skills. And one of the skills that we emphasize mostly on is organic farming.
Otherwise, I'd set my mind and my heart, this is what I'm going to do. Besides doing the farming myself, I'm going to touch families in this place and communities. And I started forming groups.
A good example is now the impact that we got from Kibati when he came in as a pharmacist and left up as a farmer trainer. Now being able to teach other people to produce food outside than almost treating all the other people who have left, which also has got an impact on the society outside the prison life.
Original. We have beehives here, and we are doing it here.
And that's a wrap for News Hour tonight on Trust TV. For more stories, news, programs, and documentaries, do to follow us on our social media platforms and on our YouTube live stream. I am Chiamaka Nwafo. Thank you for joining us tonight. Good night.
Trust News Center. This is the News Hour.